Welcome into 7 News This Week. I'm Fevin Cassahoon. Today we're showing you some of the most impactful stories happening in your neighborhood. Lending a helping hand, why a group of middle schoolers are cleaning up their neighborhood. But first, as many may know, dating can be hard, but apparently dating in Western New York is even harder. Buffalo is ranked one of the best cities for singles, but what if you're looking for love? Well, 7 News anchor reporter Taylor Epps learns tips and tricks to tell you how to find the one.
You know what's hard? Dating. I mean, duh, right? But it's actually something I'm talking about with my friends all the time. And on a lot of lists, Buffalo is up there as a top city for singles. So what does that even mean? And how can you find the one as we start this cuffing season? I'm gonna help you out here. I'm turning the mic over to Carla, a recent divorcee from the town of Tonawanda who's now back on the market. Alton from Irving, who's looking to settle down. Rachel, a speed dating host looking to make those connections. And Dr. Terrell DeGans, our love doctor and expert. What brings you here tonight?
What brings me here tonight? To hopefully find a love connection.
Carla Stump is putting herself back on the market after a divorce. So it's been a while since she's dated, and boy, is it different.
Well, yeah, obviously we went to a bar and you got people's phone numbers and you just kind of talked on the phone, but now it's like, we don't do that nowadays. You go on an app, you go to speed dating.
That's what she's doing here at Risotto in Williamsville.
Just put your phone down and have a one-on-one conversation with someone. You can tell someone's personality and if you think it's going to go somewhere within the first 5-6 minutes, which is what they're doing. They're talking for 6 minutes and then they move on to the next person.
So tell me, what do you do in your spare time?
Rachel is the event host, but she started as a dater herself.
Even if you're shy, just give it a try. You never know.
Carla is anything but shy, which is why she prefers this to swiping on her phone.
The apps are kind of crazy because you never know who you're talking to, if they're real.
And that's not the only hurdle.
There's not a lot of options, honestly. It's tough when you're upper in age to get back out there and put yourself out there and be vulnerable.
Yeah, and she's right about that. So we're gonna do this how to be single style.
There's like 1 billion people outside that door.
Yeah, but how many eligible people?
So let's look at Carla's options here in Buffalo. According to the latest census numbers, there are 108,000 men in Buffalo over the age of 15. Now, about half of them are married, and then about 7% of them are gay. Now you have even fewer options if you want them college educated. And then the older you get, that pool gets even smaller, with only about 10,000 single men in their 40s and 50s compared to 11,000 single women.
There's your boyfriend.
I wish.
Alton John is one of those single men looking to make a life shift.
49 years old, I've been single all that time, no children, and I thought it was time to take a break in life and see what life was really about.
He tells me he's looking for someone to join him at Bill's game, so he came up from Irving to give speed dating a try.
Very comfortable, more than I expected. I mean, so far I've enjoyed it.
Really putting himself out there, which our love expert, Dr. Terrell DeGans, says is brave these days.
So what I've noticed is dating has been considered to be much harder than it was in the past. A lot of it has to do with the fact that people are kind of stuck in these apps.
He says the apps are more a millennial thing than a Gen Z thing.
There's this constant idea of refreshing and getting a new person, and it just makes it that much harder. So genuine connections are harder. Putting yourself out there is harder.
In his research, you'll see Buffalo as number 3 on this list of cities with the most singles.
It's great for people to go if you want to find other single people. And a lot of people feel like all their friends are dating or getting married at this point. So how do I find someone that's available if they're not here? Well, Buffalo's a great option.
So for you hopeless romantics, here are his big 3 tips to making that love connection. 1, come in with positivity.
I'm going to be here and I'm going to have a fun time. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to have a conversation that I wouldn't get to have in any other environment than this.
2, be honest and vulnerable.
What's wrong with saying, I really want a relationship if that's what you're looking for, so that other person that is looking for it can identify you easier.
3, if all else fails, take it back to the sandbox.
You're going to have to do what kids do, which is do everything that everyone else is doing. So find where there's a crowd and just put yourself in it. And realize that there's way more to life than just the things you've gotten used to.
It may not be tonight. I may go to 100 of these. Kiss a few frogs before you get to that prince. The more you date, the better.
So maybe this is it. Maybe this is your sign to get back out there and start dating again. But Dr. DeGan's research shows being single is actually something people kind of like, and Buffalo is a great place to do that. So let's keep the conversation going over on my Facebook page. We can talk cuffing season, and you can get some more tips. Taylor Epps, 7 News.
This is Eileen Buckley. I'm in the Alden Central School District, and we're learning about a shortage of these milk cartons and how schools are dealing with it. It's lunchtime in the Alden Primary School cafeteria, and the drink of choice among these young students is milk. But what students don't realize is there is a major packaging issue causing a shortage of these familiar half-pint cartons.
This is absolutely a supply chain disruption type of situation where the paper cartons that we usually use for milk in schools and in hospitals and other locations is out of supply, and this is a nationwide issue.
Kendra Lamb is a dairy farmer in Genesee County and with the Northeast Dairy Producers Association. Lamb tells me her farm supplies milk to Upstate Farms, one of the biggest suppliers of school milk in Western New York.
As farmer members of that cooperative, this is a big deal for us. And so we know that our leadership is working actively around the clock to try to work through this.
While the milk supply is plentiful, there are fewer of these cartons to pour it into, and school leaders are weighing their options. Alden School Superintendent Adam Stoltman issued this letter to school families just 10 minutes before I arrived to talk to him about the issue.
One of the options I believe was given to us was to simply not serve milk. We didn't believe that was in the best interest of our students and their health.
For now, the school district still has these milk cartons in supply, but once they're gone, they'll start pouring milk into cups for students at lunchtime.
In the near future, lunches might look a little different. The milk cartons won't be included. Instead, we're going to have staff for milk for our students in grades K through 5. Our older students will have the option of going and pouring their own. We'll give them a cup with a lid, and they can go over and pour their own. We'll have some milk chilled on ice.
What do you like about it?
It's really good.
Chocolate's best? Is that your choice all the time?
Yeah. It has more taste than the normal milk.
Has more taste than just a regular milk?
Yeah.
And do you always get chocolate at lunch?
Yeah.
Why do you like chocolate milk?
Because it's my favorite drink in the hotel wall. Because it's good and I like it.
Upstate Niagara Cooperative issued a statement saying, in part, it is continuing to seek alternative solutions for our customers. But in the meantime, it will continue to offer customers half gallons of milk. The supply chain issue of the small cartons could last into next year. Eileen Buckley, 7 News, Alden.
I'm Derek Hyde in Amherst, talking to people in and outside of hockey about how the death of former NHL player Adam Johnson could change people's habits.
If ever there's a point in time when people are listening, it's after a tragedy like this.
Brian Enkin is the athletic director here at St. Joe's in Kenmore. He tells me as soon as he heard of the death of former NHL player Adam Johnson, he thought about how to protect his hockey players at school.
And we automatically started looking at protocols and things that we could be doing to better put our guys in a safe situation.
Johnson died after his neck was cut by a skate blade while playing in the UK. This emphasized to many hockey players the importance of neck guards, which is something Enkin tells me has been mandatory with his team and many other local youth leagues.
That aren't going to impact how we play, but are certainly going to impact the safety piece.
And the neck guard is very easy to put on. Some of them come attached to shirts. Others are just individual pieces that you come just below your helmet, wrap it around your neck, Velcro it, and you're good to go. So I drove up to the Northtown Center in Amherst to see how many players wear a neck guard when it's not required. I watched an adult league game, and other than the goalies, 0 players had one on, like Corey Russell.
It's kind of like a seatbelt rule. It gets really, really uncomfortable, but it never said it was a wise decision.
Other players like Tony Blasting got out of the habit of wearing one, but he tells me he's in the process of making that change.
Maybe think about taking out my old neck guard and putting it back on again. You just got to find it. Yeah.
For many Buffalo Sabres fans, Johnson's death reminds them of a similar incident that happened to goalie Clint Malarchuk in 1989. His life was saved by first responders.
That was pretty scary.
Manager at Great Skate Hockey Supply Co. in Amherst, Keith Farkas, was at that game and as a result will never let his kids play without a neck guard.
Both my kids play and they wouldn't step on the ice without a neck guard, and they both know that.
He's noticed an increase of neck guard sales to around a dozen a day in person and countless more online.
that wouldn't be a piece that I'd let them play without. If you want to skimp on something, skimp on a stick. Get a cheaper stick, put the extra money into the protective stuff. That's the most important for the players.
Derek Hyde, 7 News.
Meet the Laricobius nigrinus, or
we call it Little Larry for short.
On Thursday morning, more than 1,700 of these little guys were released in the Zoar Valley multi-use area. The goal? To control an invasive species called hemlock woolly adelgid. The Department of Environmental Conservation, in partnership with Cornell researchers, say the destructive insect has invaded many hemlock trees in the northeast.
Feeds on eastern hemlock and also Carolina hemlock in the south. It is found throughout a large portion of the range in southern Appalachia up into New York, and it's also as far north as Maine.
And these woolly creatures can cause a lot of damage. Hemlocks in New York provide stabilization for water temperature to keep trout alive. They also provide a habitat for deer and also birds. So these little critters can really mess with our ecosystem.
So when we lose the hemlock ecosystem, we're losing those different services that the tree provides, not just to people, but to all of that wildlife as well.
The little Larrys will eat the adelgid from the fall into the spring, when the DEC and other partners will release another species to protect the tree giants.
We're one piece of a bunch of different partners all working together. So New York State DEC, the New York State Prisms, also small land trusts. There's a lot of people working together to try to solve this issue.
Cornell has been working on rearing the little Larry since 2017 and will continue using them to fight against the woolly adelgid. Jordan Johnson, 7 News, Gowanda.
You can call it great news. The American Cheese Society has announced it's bringing its 2024 annual conference to Buffalo.
It is a big deal.
Patrick Kaler is the president and CEO of Visit Buffalo Niagara and tells me being selected by the American Cheese Society is a good deal for Western New York.
It's all about artisan cheese, and we're going to be having nearly 1,300 people, leaving behind an economic impact of almost $1.3 million.
That's a lot of cheddar, and Kaler tells me the combination of Western New York's rich history in agriculture and recent renovations to the Buffalo Convention Center makes Buffalo the perfect location for cheese enthusiasts.
So there'll be an exhibit floor with all of these artisan cheese producers trying to sell their different cheeses to Wegmans and other outlets. There will be educational seminars, and then again, they'll be taking things off-site as well.
To get a better sense of the cheese industry, what better place to go than the Cheese Factory on Taylor Road in Orchard Park?
It's humongous.
Randy Crawford knows a few things about cheese.
New York State itself had literally over 2,000 creameries, cheesemakers, butteries, you name it, going on. Small-time operations in every single town.
Those numbers have changed over the years, but local businesses like the Cheese Factory help keep the celebrated dairy product front and center.
We've got manchegos, those are from Spain. We have Italian cheeses, the Vino Rosso, Iberico as a Spanish one.
And don't forget the best of what New York State has to offer, including extra sharp cheddar.
So, this is the New York State XXX Sharp Cheddar. What do you have there?
This is called Artigiano Vino Rosso, which is marinated in a red wine, a port wine, down the hatch.
See, that's my favorite.
The American Cheese Society's annual conference is set for July 10th through the 13th in 2024, and Randy believes it's good to brie, a great event.
When I go, it's going to provide me with opportunity to network with a lot of people and talk about the ups and the downs of the business.
Jeff Russo, 7 News. I'm doing what I had always hoped I could do in a place that is home. This is the place where I've been for close to 20 years. This is the place where I fell in love. This is the place where I'm raising a young family, where we live and work and play. Buffalo's home for me. And I've never been more proud to be part of an organization that I am with Channel 7.
Extreme Discount Mattress makes luxury affordable. 100% pure Talalay latex mattresses are being sold locally for $9,900. The extreme luxury price is just $29.99.
Where we sell mattresses for less, a lot less.
iPhone 15 Pro for your husband. iPhone 15 Pro.
Carolers, to tell me you want a new iPhone, a better plan's Verizon.
No way they take this break.
Yes, they will, and you'll get iPhone 15 Pro and Apple TV 4K and Apple One, all three on them.
Do that.
We tried to tell him, but he paid us a lot.
It was a lot.
This holiday, turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One. All three on us. It's holiday every day with Verizon.
Because of Hospice Buffalo, I was able to enjoy the last months with my daughter and not feel the pressure of helping her. I didn't have to help her be pain-free. I just had to be there for her. She was able to have visitors and spend the rest of what time she had left with the people that mattered the most to her.
Shy Children's Hospital helps get kids back to being kids thanks to donations from people like you.
Extreme Discount Mattress makes luxury affordable. This luxury Fairmount mattress was featured in Architectural Digest for $39.99. The extreme luxury price is only $19.99.
Where we sell mattresses for less, a lot less.
It's happened! The Texas Rangers win the World Series!
The celebration of the Texas Rangers' first World Series championship carrying all the way to Amherst. Rangers all-star catcher and Buffalo native Jonah Heim played his high school baseball at Amherst Central High School.
We couldn't be prouder.
Gregory Pigeon is the principal at Amherst Central and says Heim's accomplishments has the entire school district beaming with pride.
We're so excited for his success and so proud of his success. He's really the ultimate Tiger for us.
It's been incredible.
Brian Davis is entering his 19th season as the varsity baseball coach at Amherst Central and coach time starting as a 10th grader.
Our first impression was a good one. I remember the first time we saw him hitting the batting cage, we thought somebody was going to get hurt because he hit the ball so hard.
Davis says Heim's standout high school career helped to put Amherst baseball on the map. So much so, the school retired his number 6 jersey at the senior banquet in 2013.
He was a quiet leader, which is sometimes a good thing too, not the boisterous, loud guy.
Davis says Heim turned down a scholarship to Michigan State University after he was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, and he's kept in touch with his catcher ever since. Davis even attended the first 2 games of this year's World Series to see his former player play.
It's one thing to be on the team, and get a ring, but he was a key player. He drove in 95 runs this year, which is second all-time for a Rangers catcher behind Pudge Rodriguez, who's a Hall of Famer.
This is going to be the clincher. Hot shot into center field.
And last night, as Heim helped the Rangers wrap up their World Series win, Davis proudly watched his former player become a champion with members of the Heim family.
It's incredibly difficult to even make it to that level, let alone be a serious contributor on a World Series champion. I mean, it's awesome. It's so awesome.
Jeff Russo, 7 News.
It's a game created more than a century ago in England, gaining traction here in the United States. Squashing is similar to tennis. It requires a lot of practice and coordination.
You've got to get the ball on the first bounce. So if you don't get the ball on the first bounce, you've lost the point. Or if you hit it out of, there's boundaries that you've got to hit it within. But yeah, it's a very fast-moving ball and very fast-moving sport.
Rebecca Grady is the Buffalo squash team co-captain. She tells me last year the team decided that they wanted to compete and were in search of 5 women to make a team. This year, that number has more than doubled, and they're now going to the Howe Cup in Philadelphia next weekend. Sally Russell played for the Buffalo team in 1983. 30 years later, she's taking her expertise and new team to compete on the national stage.
We have not been at the Howe Cup for 3 decades.
The youngest on the team is 18 and the oldest, 74, which happens to be Russell and her teammate.
It's very social, but it's also a challenge. Squash is a challenging sport, and it really is for the body, mind, and spirit.
Whether you're at a top level or a novice coming in, everyone plays.
I play sport because I'm competitive and I want to win, but I also do it for a great outlet of having fun in life and meeting people.
It's a part of our community, and we have a really big community of squash people here and supporters. And I think the most interesting thing is going to be, because the best news we heard this year is that squash is going to the Olympics in LA in 2028.
About 350 women from around the country will be competing for the Cup. Best of luck, Team Buffalo.
Under Mark Poloncarz, Erie County has emerged stronger. Unemployment an all-time low. Investments to make roads and bridges safer. Hiring more sheriff deputies and a new 911 system. That's why Erie County's law enforcement endorses Poloncarz as the best person to keep us safe. And now, the Buffalo News endorses him as the wise choice, with a long record of achievement, including reducing taxes. Mark Poloncarz, leadership that will continue to deliver.
As I was saying earlier in the meeting,
Hey Sharon, do you know Triscuit is crunchy on the outside, yet incredibly wholesome on the inside, just like me.
You forgot salty.
I'm not salty. Triscuit, unapologetically wholesome.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can dramatically relieve RA and PSA symptoms, including fatigue for some. It can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Let's get real clear. If you have psoriasis and are experiencing joint pain, it could be psoriatic arthritis. Both are believed to be caused by excess inflammation inside the body. Get real with your dermatologist and ask about Real Clear Skin today.
This week's Super 7 comes from Williamsville South soccer team. Aiden King recently stepped up for his team in a big way, helping them clinch a 2-1 win when it mattered most. The sophomore had to come in cold off the bench and admits he was at first nervous.
I realized immediately I had to get my gloves, but then I realized I wasn't wearing any shin guards either. So I had to run to my bag and just grab all my stuff.
Aiden did not enter the rival game against Williamsville East thinking he would have to take the field since senior goalie Brody Utz started the match.
I came out to grab a ball that was in the box, and then I landed kind of weird and tried to stretch my leg a bit, and then my hamstring just kind of popped.
From there, it was up to Aiden to finish the match and help his team get the much-needed win in the Section 6 finals.
It's a memory I'll never forget.
The Williamsville South soccer team are always creating new memories by sticking to their traditions.
Having like a pasta party before every game. We go to all the girls' games too. Having the cookie box that we could celebrate with after each win.
The players say they've been doing the pre- and post-game rituals since their head coach Trevor Lawler was a player. They credit those efforts to their success.
I'd say we're very close. We're always talking to each other, giving each other pointers.
Aiden is a sophomore and says knowing he has 2 more years to grow with this core group of players makes him set high goals for himself.
I'd love to play soccer at the next level, but I'm not really sure what I want to do yet for college.
College plans are still being decided, but what is for certain?
To go to States, I want to see what that's like overall and just have more fun with my team.
Reporting in Williamsville, Brianna Aldridge, 7 Sports.
Well, that's it for 7 News this week. Remember, you can always find us on your favorite streaming device as well as our WKBW app. Until next time, have a great weekend.